Hey guys, welcome to PGI, Peter's Gaming Info, and this is part 2 of Lords of the Fallen. So if you remember from the first part, we went through the tutorial level, we're going through some of the mechanics with the Umbral Lamp, exploring the Umbral Realm. If you remember, there's two realms, there's World of the Living, Atsum, and there's Umbral Realm, which is World of the Dead. So we're just exploring that, and then we went through the tutorial level and we got up to this Vestige checkpoint. Do check out the part 1 if you haven't seen it, because most of this stuff probably won't make much sense. So probably just check that out first and then come to this. Don't just jump straight to this, because it really won't make any sense at all. So with this checkpoint that I'm at, the Vestige one, it allows you to rest, which fully recovers your health, stamina, and your healing items as well. You also have the option to upgrade as well, which is what I'm doing. I just pumped up Vitality because it starts off pretty low. So just doing that, and then just gonna carry on forward with the level. So just moving on to the next part now of the level, and then you get these various tutorial bits that pop up. So you get this is just tutorial on just blocking, how to block, and also parry as well, which is if you time it just before the opponent hits you, then you can get a parry in, which leaves them vulnerable for a big attack and deals a lot of damage. So the idea is to do 30 minutes each part for Lords of the Fallen, and do some commentary here and there. There will be some moments I have a pause or won't commentate. It's just mainly meant to be gameplay. And apologies for the previous sort of one I released. I didn't realise the audio quality was so off. I went, no, I need to redo this again for you guys. I can't just upload this. It was pretty painful to hear. So now I think I'll record the game capture. I'll use the game capture software to record the game, and then in Adobe Premiere Elements I'll just record my voice over it. Might mean I end up talking a bit longer, but yeah. So yeah, this is a tutorial boss, one of them, and I get whacked quite a bit. It's kind of fast, but he has got some wide telegraph kind of swings, but I think my parry timing was completely off, to say the least. And so I got good couple whacks, as you can see, but most of the swings you should be able to parry, but I don't know, my time's been off. And you should be able to double tap in any direction to quickly roll out of the way, and then you've got the step dodge, which is like a side step, and you lightly tap circle in any direction. So one's more like a dedicated hard kind of dodge, and the other one's just a kind of swift kind of light move out of the way. See, that's what I mean, those kind of ones, they're just big swings. And he's got a grab as well. So I think they didn't want to make it too much of a pushover. Hexworks, CI games, they didn't want to make it too much of a pushover kind of tutorial boss. I think if you're a strength build, you will whack that thing about 3-4 times and probably be finished. Sword Distortion too, just pull that off like a couple of hits and then it's finished. So this is the second tutorial boss that comes up. And this boss is actually interesting because it's not really it is one that you can actually defeat. I've seen Ongbal pull this off. It looks very painful to do, I'll tell you that, but it looks like it can be pulled off. It can be pulled off. There's a lot of dodging involved and a lot of playing pretty flawless to do it, especially when you just pretty much started the game as well. You haven't got, really, you're just about to get in grips with the mechanics, let alone having the right upgrades, weapons buffed, right armor, broken, overpowered stuff. There's none of that. So right now, he does two kind of attacks right about now. Like, he flies on this, whatever this thing is, and he will do a flame attack from above, and then he will fly around again and then come down crashing down with both of his feet. So you just have to keep dodging for a while. Now that I've died, now that I'm in the Umbral realm, and there's two realms. There's Atsum World of the Living that you saw before, and there's Umbral. Once you die, you go into Umbral and you have a second time second chance. So that's me stomped out. But it is pretty much scripted. However, there is a special ending if you do happen to beat him. So it's not entirely scripted in a way. It's like if you are good enough at that time to do it, or you have the right tools. But I can imagine it must have taken even a great player like Ongbo. Shouts to Ongbo, great soul player. I think it would have taken him probably a good number of tries before he could do it as well. But he is really good. I would say special in terms of his skill with these kind of, punishing Souls games. So yeah, you can we started back at the Vestige, which is a checkpoint, and you can go and collect your Vigor, which is your souls. So here I'm just exploring, I'm just looking around using the Umbral lamp that reveals areas of Umbral and different alternative pathways you can take. If there's something that is blocking your way, maybe you shine the Umbral lamp and throughout the other realm you can just walk through. So I'm just exploring. You see there's two creepy faces, two creepy heads. So I'm just exploring here. I'm just casually looking about, strolling. Is there anything alternative pathway? Are there any other items? Stuff like that. I was going to say, guys, please take advantage of the voting polls that I'm putting out on YouTube when I post them. They are all for you guys for me to provide the gaming content you want, because I've got a ton of games now. I mean, this is Lords of the Fallen. I've got Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty DLC that I haven't finished. I've got Spider-Man 2 coming out this week. I've got that. If I get access to the Tekken 8 beta, I will have that as well this weekend. It's packed. It's packed this year. So there's so many games that I could, be uploading. I could be doing live streaming. You guys voted for Lords of the Fallen. I said, yeah, cool. I'll provide the guys with Lords of the Fallen. They want that. I'll get footage out there. Please let me know if even if you want to change. Don't hesitate or anything. Just leave a comment or vote through the polls, because then I want to provide for you guys, the best kind of gaming experience of what you want. And the only way to know that is through back and forth communication and interaction. So, don't hesitate. Just say what you want at the end of the day, and I'll see if I can do it. And most times I reckon I will be able to do it. So, don't hesitate at all. But thanks for the likes and the subscriptions and stuff like that. It's highly appreciated. Means a lot. It does take effort. It does take time to, think, what you're going to do for a video review. What type of things are you going to talk about, even editing out the EGX gaming event stuff, video log, and what type of music goes with that. There is a thought process that goes into this, and there's the effort and time that it does take up as well. So I do appreciate that as well. So here you're using the Umbral lamp and transitioned into the Umbral realm, so you can pull the platform towards you and stuff like that. So that's what we're doing. Notice the right eye in the top right. That eye there's a meter, like a circle meter around it, and it's slowly filling up with light. Once that fills up, once it fully fills up or fills up about halfway, the danger that comes, you get increased enemies in terms of strength, more dangerous enemies that come out as well. So you really, if you're an Umbro, you're really there to sort out what puzzles or what ways to navigate through the area as quickly as possible, and you also want to get as much items or siphon as much souls as you can, and then get the heck out of there. You don't want to be in there for long because there's a risk reward to it, but the risk is a lot worse. So you don't want to be in Umbral for too long. Also, you get this wither mechanic that happens with your health. So over time, what will happen is that your health will get this whiteness or grayness that appears next to it to the top left red health bar, and then your health isn't full. It's slowly just chipping away essentially. So you want to be careful of that. So over here we've got a soul and transitioned into Umbral, and we've pulled it out, and then you get a like a remembrance. It's a memory in the past that's just replayed, and it's interesting because this adds to the lore and gives more context to what's going on to that character and what's going on around you within this world. So it's a unique mechanic and way of it's telling a story really through that kind of way. Over here, there's two enemies, as you'll find in Umbral, and yeah. So yeah, these two enemies in Umbral and a couple of enemies. Well, it won't just be two; it'll be more than that. Yeah, so like I was saying, in Umbral, you really don't want to stay in here long. You want to check what the like hidden pathways are, or any sort of items that you wouldn't gain in Atsum, and then you really just want to get the heck out of here. I've said this before, you don't want to stay here for long. This part though is just going over the remembrance part again. So just accessing the memory of the dead, and then it just adds more to the story. It's a unique way of telling stories. Now this point here, I have to get rid of this enemy right here. That's giving me quite a clapping, but like once you go up to these sort of points, you can exit Umbral. So then you're back to Atsum, and you're out of that. So all the threats that you have of like the danger increasing and being overwhelmed by enemies, you won't get that here. You will get enemies, but it just won't become increasingly difficult and just increase in number over the time that you spent there. So that's why you get your items, you find out your hidden pathways or whatever you need to do, and you just get out. So with me, I'm just gonna take these lot out, take these three enemies out. They're not difficult, but they in number you take a lot of damage anyway. That's how these soul games kind of work. So it's always best to just keep your distance between them and pick them off one by one. I normally aim to get rid of a projectile thrower. So if they're throwing like throwing some kind of like fireball or something like that, those are the ranged ones I always aim to get rid of. And then the ones that have melee weapons, you can kind of pick them off, but the ranged ones, they stay at range, they keep firing at you, and then it just bit by bit it just takes off so much and it just becomes annoying. So it's just best to always just clear them out the way. I was just seeing if there's another hidden pathway there. There isn't. So I think now I'm kind of thinking in my mind, all right, there's a number of enemies here. I just want to get to the next checkpoint. I can pick off these ones whenever I like, but I want to get to a checkpoint, and then I can come back and do, whatever I want to do. If I want to finish them off, if I want to look for items, they will be, kind of in vain if I don't get to the checkpoint. So that's what I'm kind of looking for now, to be honest. But sometimes I look at some enemies, I'm like a bit cheeky. I'm just like, you're just standing there, and I don't want to look like I'm running away. I just want to, take them down and then come back up again. But sometimes it's not worth it to play like that. Sometimes it is best to just play safe and just go look. at least if I secure a checkpoint, I can come back and do whatever I want to do. So I was just trying to get a backstab there in, and that will decrease a lot of posture, but I couldn't end up doing it, so I just thought I'd just finish him off. Going up. And then to your left, there's the checkpoint, they're called Vestige. So those are the ones you can rest, you can replenish health, stamina, your healing items, and you can upgrade your character as well. And also have access to multiplayer, which I haven't tried yet. I did have plans to do co-op, but one of my friends, Clint, he hasn't got the game yet. So, you know, I mean, I could do it with random. I could do co-op with random, but I thought single kind of playthrough as well is even. Oh, it could be even more interesting. Could be more interesting. Maybe we could do that. But that's where you guys need to, or I'd like you to, vote in the polls, so I know exactly what you want. Because you wanted the co-op playthrough, there's that option as well. But if there's just silence, then. You know, well, it's not exactly just silence. Sorry, that's not fair. You guys voted for Lords of the Fallen. You guys voted for me to upload gameplay. I did. But please, 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 when I'm doing these voting polls, do take advantage of them. Don't hesitate, or just don't leave them. Do get back to me, because then I know, because there's so many games out this year. We've got Spider-Man 2 being released this weekend. We've got Tekken 8 beta. If I get access key to that, that's an option as well. Do you see what I mean here? There's Cyberpunk DLC Phantom Liberty that I can still finish, haven't finished yet. There's a number of games, there's a number of, you know, gaming, probably a number of gaming tournaments going on, gaming events probably on the side. Just guys, if you just let me know by feedback through the voting polls, then it's be much appreciated, and then I can give back to you what you want. So here we're back in Umbral, and right now I think I'm just trying to siphon the soul of that thing that's attached to the wall there, and that's about it. And then I'm looking to just get the heck out, really. I'm not looking to be in Umbral for too long, because as I was explaining before, on the top right with the eye icon, that the light bit that fills up around it will start to cause more enemies and more stronger enemies to appear over time. And it's just, even though it's risk reward, you don't want to be there for too long, you know, so you really want to just get your stuff and then just get out, really. That's pretty much it. So I'm looking to just find a way out of here. So I think right about, yeah, what I'd do right about now is just head back to the Vestige checkpoint, you know, rest again, I think, or see if I can upgrade again. I think I'm going for an upgrade, something. And I think the fear is that if I rest while being in that Umbral realm, that you'd just be stuck there. But that's not the case. It seems to just put you back to the world of the living, and so does the exit the Umbral part as well. So that's good. So it's me just exploring, just kind of looking and seeing, yeah, what, you know, are there any hidden items? Are there any like hidden pathways? You might as well explore. I mean, the mechanic is really good that you can go into this parallel world, and you know, and it has a different layout, different enemies, different items. Might as well take advantage of it. Might find something very useful. So even there, I swear to you, it felt like I got a parry. I should have had a parry, and that's clearly a block. And you notice, even though I'm blocking, I'm still taking damage, like that white bit, that wither that appears, that you're still taking damage when you're blocking as well, which doesn't happen in Dark Souls or Elden Ring or any of those games. When there's a block, it's a full-on block. You know, you're not taking damage. I know with Sekiro, if you don't parry properly, or I think or even on block, I think you take like 30% or something like that damage. But that's only when you activate all the additional stuff that makes the game harder. So here I can trying to kick through that door, but you can't interact with it, so there's no point. And I can see there's a dead enemy up there, or not even dead enemy, just dead like character. So like I think I should just really just throw javelin at it and let it fall down, but I'm being too respectful to a dead game character. So I think I'm just trying to like drag it, so I'm trying to hit it instead of just throwing the javelin, equipping the ranged combat by pressing up on D-pad and then holding L2 and then chucking with R2 and just get the item like that. So it's just a waste of like 4 seconds. I'm looking through the items, just seeing what I got there, and I noticed there was a ring. It's called Mine Owner's Ring, and it increases maximum stamina and stamina regeneration. So I'm thinking, yeah, what the heck, I'm definitely going to take that. Anything to help me through this kind of like rough game is going to be good, so I'm taking everything. Yeah. So always take advantage of your items, equipment and everything, and look through. From time to time, I notice people, or myself, I think people do this as well. They get so immersed into the gameplay and the bosses and the challenge of everything in these Soul games, they don't think, have I got the right equipment on? Have I got the best equipment on? You know, am I looking for things? So I think take your time to explore, take your time to learn enemy patterns. I'm not the best at this, by the way, but I think it's something that will help in the overall experience and make it less kind of like, oh, this is kind of like a, you know, a real, you know, punch in the gut at the end of the day. So just take your time with it, take time to learn, take time to discover, take time to be patient with things, and I think suddenly we'll start to get that kind of rhythm and start know how about this is how things are done, this is how things work for this type of a game. I say that, but I still haven't even got that far, and I haven't even come to the actual real boss. I guess one was kind of scripted and you could beat it, but it was just like, you know, you probably have to have the right items and probably repeat that section of God knows how many times. So now I'm just collecting everything that I can in the Umbral Realm, and then just looking to just, you know, get out really and then keep going. So yeah, this one I quickly tried to heal. I climbed up the ladder and then I just got struck so fast. You know, it was just crazy fast. This enemy was just gunning for me. It's almost insulted. I tried to heal while he was there. So I'm just using a few light attacks and then charge heavy attack. Miss though. 3 light attacks and then finish. What was it? 2 or 3, I think. Yeah, and this enemy there was just casually sitting there. I thought it was like not even alive, it was dead, but yeah, probably playing dead. I've had one like surprise attack so far in this. So yeah, I'm not going to risk it with that enemy. I'm going to go to this part that allows me, once you go to those that sort of pod things in Umbral, those round ones on the ground, it says exit Umbral. It's like your ticket to exit and come back to Axum, the World of the Living. I think it's really clever that they did that, where they've got 2 parallel worlds, you know, existing at the same time, and you can go into, you know, you can go between either one. You know, it's quite interesting, and how you can use it for different puzzles and to gain different items and different enemy types and stuff like that. It's quite a clever way of doing it. You know, it's quite clever. So I'm just going to use the checkpoint again. Gonna go for upgrade, and I believe we're looking at vitality again. Because I think vitality is important, especially in a game this punishing, where you're losing health over the most minor of mistakes, and you know you're always at a disadvantage, you know, until you find that, you know, good enough equipment, or you find your rhythm, or you learn the enemy attack patterns, stuff like that. You're always kind of disadvantaged. So I think having more health, having more strength, having more endurance. These three things are very crucial, I think, early on. I think. I mean, some people though, they will conditionally make the game harder and put them on the lowest health possible. But I've seen people do this, and it's such a slog. It's such a slog. If I was to do that, we probably wouldn't finish, the second part even by now. It would just be so much of a slog. And they probably would, but I'd rather get the upgrades necessary so I can provide, the gameplay that people want to see and the bosses people want to see, not just being stuck on one level for ages and ages and ages. And some people might enjoy watching that. They might say, oh, I want to see you overcome that without any upgrades or something. But I think that's after I've actually done a playthrough. And then you can do those challenge runs. To do it from the get-go when you don't even really know the game or stuff, I don't think it's the best idea. Maybe if you're streaming and you've got constant contact with the streamer, then I could see that being quite an interesting concept, because it's a new game, the person's live streaming, and you've got that constant back and forth. But if you haven't got that, then it'd just be a slog, I think. So we're almost at the end of the video, but a couple more minutes left. Like I was repeat before, the voting polls are there for you guys for me to provide you the best content, the content that you want to see and that will make you happy at the end of the day. So take advantage of those polls. Please take advantage of them and leave some comments. Let me know what you like, what you'd like, if you want another game, if you want other gaming content, because I've also brought out the EGX gaming event vlog as well. If you want more of those, if you want more gameplay of, you want gameplay of Spider-Man 2 coming out this weekend, you'd like to see some Tekken 8 maybe, if I get access, hopefully, let me know. The only way I can provide what you guys want and make you happy and give you what you want as a gaming experience is for me to get the feedback at the end of the day. So please check the polls out, leave your votes, leave some comments, stuff like that, and thanks for leaving the likes and the subscriptions as well. It's very much appreciated. It motivates me to carry on, and it makes me feel like I'm doing something right and I'm giving to you guys, a gaming experience that you're happy with and really like. So fully appreciate that. So it's coming up to the end. At this part, we've reached a new area now, and it's quite an interesting area, because there's not really much to be seen here, but there's a very important bit that I'm just walking over. And then we see this random guy who's just standing there. Honestly, I thought he could have been a mini boss or something. He's just standing there. He's not saying anything. It's a small closed off area. It could be trouble, but it's not. And he gives you a vestige seed. And remember, as I said, vestiges are the checkpoints in this game. So what this allows you to do is it's a unique mechanic. It allows you to create your own checkpoint. All the Soul games that I can think of, or Souls-like games, don't have this mechanic whatsoever. It may be something they should think of possibly implementing. However, I think if you have evenly spaced checkpoints throughout level to level, then it's not necessary. It's only if you have a checkpoint that's about 2 hours away from the starting part of the level, then I think you need to be having something like that, even if it's something that's not generous given out, but it's something that you can deploy when you need to, and you can go, okay, I can rest here, recover my health, recover my stamina, upgrade different attributes of what I want to do, health, strength, defense, blah blah blah, and just say, I can turn it off for the night. So I think it's an interesting mechanic. I think it only applies for games where the checkpoints aren't evenly spaced out. For a game like Sekiro or this game so far, from what I can see and played, the checkpoints are spaced out very evenly. So guys, the video is finishing very soon. I'm just creating the checkpoint using the vestige seed just right about now. You use your umbral lamp, you highlight the area of the grass, and then you press triangle to hold it, and then you press triangle again, and then you raise your checkpoint. So yeah, it's coming to the end. Thanks a lot for watching the video. Apologies for the part 2 of Lords of the Fallen previously that I uploaded. It was terrible audio quality, it was completely off. I think I will just record over in Adobe Premiere Elements and not in the game capture software. Take care guys, and thanks for watching. Check out again. Thanks.